Welcome to Nessio's Light. Home sweet home is missing windows. It is going to be such a window pane in my glass to get sand. I am nowhere near a beach. Well, never mind actually, there's plenty of sand over here. I absolutely hate getting sand. And making glass, actually. It's like the most crucial part of any house. It like makes the whole thing like secure. But it's like, see, this is what happens. There's like holes in the beach. Because I needed windows, guys. Sorry. Sorry, turtles. I wanted to see the smog in my neighborhood. My bad, guys. Anyways, I want to talk about money. Money, 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 money. Money, money. I mean, like, I don't really have too much to say. Like, I don't have, like, some in-depth psychological analysis of, like, how to spend your money and why we spend your money. All I really have to say is you might as well just drop a couple of bucks every now and again. Like, your money's gonna go to the same place at the end of the day, you know? You're not going to bring, like, the $30 that you have in your bank account, like, to the afterlife when you die. Like, that's just not going to happen. And if you do somehow manage to bring, like, 30 bucks into heaven, which, you know, God forbid, do you think you could spare me some? My thoughts on finances are just kind of like, you know, it is what it is. You invest, you, like, spend your money, you make your money, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, at the end of the day, what do you plan on doing with that money? Personally, if I had all the money in the world, the first thing that I want to do is retire my dad, first of all. That would be really, really nice, I figure. Because, you know, I wake up at the same time as him, so I'm with him in the morning, and, like, every morning is agony for him. And I imagine that's a universal experience for like any parent, really. Just agony, pure, unbridled agony. So I want to retire him so he doesn't have to go to work and he can, you know, do things that he actually wants to do. And that's literally it. Like, there's nothing else I would do with any of that money. Like, maybe I would buy, like, a week's worth of jeans because denim is so fucking expensive for no reason. Like, it's just cotton, man. Like, how rare can literally just cotton be? Like, come on, guys. And that's literally it, because, like, anything else I can just save up for, and it's not that big of a deal. It's not like the world's greatest concern. Like, oh my god, I don't have enough money to buy Pragmata on the PS5. Was I really gonna play Pragmata anyway? Was I really? I hear such good things about it, but was I really gonna play it? Let's be so for real here. Like, when you buy a thing, do you actually intend on using it most of the time? I'm sure there's things you do, like you buy, like, soap, and you wash your hands with the soap. And, you know, seems like a pretty good use for the soap. But, you know, you buy, like, a holder for the soap, and then you still put the soap on, like, the bathroom counter anyways. You don't even use the soap holder. A soap dish. Like, what do you really need a soap dish for? And, like, especially what do you need the soap dish for if you're not even gonna use it? I'll be so honest, I would never use a soap dish. It seems like a waste. Why would I ever store anything, ever in my life? And why would I put it in some place that looks nice? No, I would never do that. No, I would I would never buy a soap dish because I don't use bar soap. I hate bar soap. Every, like, single bar of soap that I've used has been actually so grimy. Like, unbelievably grimy. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like, my hands feel more dry after washing than they would if I just used, like, pump soap. You know? Like, it's not chill. It's not cool at all. I, for one, am against bar soap. If I go to the bar, I go to the bar with the intent on getting plastered. Not that I drink. I don't actually drink, but for the sake of the bit. If I go to a bar, I go there with the intent of getting plastered. Alright? I don't want to have, like, dry hands at the end of everything. I don't want like the soap to chafe against my skin for some ungodly reason, which it does. I don't like it. But anyways, you know, back to the main topic. I'm kind of like, money unfortunately makes the world go round. As much as I hate that phrase, a lot of our like modern world relies on currency, and so there's no getting around the necessity for, you know, money. As you know, as much as I would like to live in a world where you don't have to like struggle to afford basic things, that kind of is just the world we live in. And you know, I've got to deal with that, as much as I do not want to. And I'll be so honest, I don't think I want to resort to communism. Maybe that's just me, but I would rather we didn't do that. I would very much rather that wasn't our. I would rather that wasn't the alternative. Cause I mean, like really name one successful communist country. And don't say China. Do not say China, because how successful is a dictatorship really? Is China a dictatorship? I only ever hear like about Chinese oppression, you know, and like Taiwan and stuff. Anyways, that's a bit political. Anyways, you know, you might as well spend a couple of bucks, especially if like, you know, your money is all going to the same place anyways at the end of the day. It's gonna go in your bank account, and it's gonna be used to pay for bills and food and maybe a thing or two that you like. That's about it. That is pretty much all your cash is gonna be used for. I mean, yeah, no, it's still good to like save money, and I'm not saying like, oh, go spend every single cent that you have right fucking now. Like, God, no. That is an awful idea. That is how you die. That is how you get kicked onto the street by your like landlord, and how you wither away in whatever like weather there is. Maybe it's a sunny day, you turn into a raisin. Maybe it's a little cold, you turn into an icicle. Neither of those are preferable. I would prefer not to be an ice cube. I would prefer not to be a raisin. Thank you very much. Raisins are just aged grapes. And you know, I'm still pretty young. I'd like to keep it that way, thank you very much, while I still have it. I think what I'm trying to get at mostly is, you know, don't feel so bad about like money and stuff. And, you know, yeah, be diligent about like the way that you spend. Like, don't just buy shit. Don't just be a consumer, I guess. You know, buy things with like intent, but, you know, when you spend money, which you will, don't like feel so bad about it. Like, I just paid my car insurance, and I felt like so sad that my bank account, the number in my bank account, you know, the funny little number in my banking app, it went down. I felt bad about that. But like, as much as I would like to save every single dollar that I earn, that's not realistic, and you know, that's not really what that money's gonna be used for anyways. Like, you're gonna spend money at the end of the day. That's what money is meant for. It's meant to be spent, I guess. It's meant to be spent wisely, but it's meant to be spent nonetheless. And don't forget that. I'd like to think that if I was able to save every single dollar that I made, then I would be so rich, and I would be so happy. I'm using the term rich like very haphazardly. Like, no, like not like rich. I would be taken care of maybe for like a month's worth of rent, I guess. I wouldn't be able to like retire at 20 and be on like the fucking Forbes list or whatever. No, I would just be good. That's about it. I would just kind of just be good. I'd be all right. Everything would be just peachy. But you know, money is not the be all end all. It really sucks because, you know, in like this, I sound like such an old man saying this. But like, oh, the kids these days, they're like prioritizing getting that bag and not making human connections with their friends and their family. Like thanks, Grandpa. I'm glad you could make that observation. But I mean, is it wrong? Am I wrong? Maybe I'm a little off base, but I feel like my heart's in the right place. At the very least. There's such a, like, a big, you know, push that, you know, you need to be rich and you need to be, like, I guess, like, usually these go hand in hand, but you need to be, like, rich and famous. And, I mean, do you really need to be rich and famous? If maybe that's what you want, then absolutely. Be my guest, but you know, what if you're just like me and you just, you know, want to do your own thing? You just want to be good. You just want to be good enough. The thing that I want to do with my life, you know, making YouTube videos, there's like most people would be like, oh, I want to make YouTube videos because it, you know, it does a lot of money. Definitely makes more sense than why I want to do it. But you know, I don't think that money should be the sole motivator. Little fun fact about me is I went to school for engineering for like 4 months and I fucking hated it. And the only reason I went was because, you know, I had this idea in my head that engineers make a lot of money and, you know, I need money. Who doesn't need money? You know, it, again, makes the world go round. As much as I hate that, makes the world go round. And, well, I'm not in engineering school anymore, and I don't plan on going back. Not at all. Maybe there'll come a day where I want to learn about the things that, you know, make the world work. Maybe there'll come a day where I want to learn about engineering, and I want to put that knowledge into practice, but, you know, that today is not that day, and neither will tomorrow, and neither will the next week, month, and year be. You know, I didn't waste 4 months, but I did spend 4 months doing something that I didn't really care for because I felt like I should, and I felt like, you know, this is kind of the path that I should take, you know? You know, I need to be well off. I need to be this, and I need to be that. And it never once occurred to me that, no, I am a human being. I think I need to be content at the very least, if not happy. And frankly, that shit did not make me happy. Let me be so real. Let me be so for real. It did not make me happy. It definitely really bothers me just how important money is in our society, in our lives. And it definitely really bothers me just how, you know, how luck-based it is sometimes. And it's like, well, maybe I don't want to be spending my luck, you know, as if it's like V-Bucks in the Fortnite shop. You know, I don't want to be spending my luck trying to get rich, and I don't want to spend my life trying to be rich. Like, for what? For what reason? For what purpose? What is that money gonna get me? Where is it gonna get me? A big old yacht? A bunch of random ladies that don't know how to dress themselves? Supercars, mansions, the whole shebang? Like, I don't want that. And I know a lot of people that wouldn't want that. Frankly, why would you want that? What value does having stuff bring you beyond the sake of having stuff? Are the things that you're spending your money on, like, are they worth it, really? Do they genuinely bring you joy and comfort and peace? Do you, like, go to the store and think to yourself, man, that was a fulfilling purchase, and I'm really happy to have this thing, this whatever thing that I have, that I just bought. I'm really happy to have this soap dish. I spent like, what, $15 on a soap dish. I'm so glad. I love this soap dish. It's my favorite soap dish ever. No! Nobody's saying that about a fucking soap dish. And I imagine that you probably don't say that about most things that you buy. Oh my god, don't even get me started on like fast food. Oh, I cannot. I went over like all of my spending in like the past month. The past like 15 days or so, and I've been to Dairy Queen on like at least 5 separate occasions. Like, oh my god, I cannot contain myself. Zero self-control. Absolute chud behavior. Do not be going to Dairy Queen 5 times within like the span of a week and a half. I guess I just expect better of myself. Maybe I expect too much from myself. Frankly, I'm pretty sure most people do that. So who am I to decide what's the right way to live and what's not? Like, Fuck, I am the least qualified person to ever define that. You know, I'm just like silly little guy on the internet saying shit for the sake of saying shit. Who am I to, you know, judge the way that other people live? Who am I to decide what's right and what's wrong? I'm not anybody. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy with a soap dish, that is. So, sorry guys, my yacht is full. Nah, no more guests. We're already past capacity. Me and my one soap dish. Fucking hate soap dishes. It's so stupid. What do you even use it for? Hold your soap? Just hold it yourself, man. It's soap. Good lord. Goodness, actual gravy. Apologies to any of the soap dish enjoyers out there. It's just not for me. Unfortunately, it is just not my cup of tea. You know? Not my cup of soap, really. It ain't it. Good grief. What was I even talking about before I derailed and went babbling on about like a fucking soap dish? Still not a good purchase. It's just a soap dish, really. That's all it is. I'm gonna finish that in this recording. Oh, lordy. Well, TLDR, money isn't everything. It's all going to the same place at the end of the day, so try not to stress yourself out about it too much. Try not to, you know, worry about having so much money that you could buy, like, Google. You don't need that money. And don't let anybody tell you that you do, because they don't get to decide that. It's only for you to decide. I am very, very adamant about that fact. It is seriously only a choice for you to make. Nobody is allowed to tell you how to live, except, like, maybe your parents. I think they know a thing or two. And maybe, like, select, like, adult figures in your life. Maybe them too. But nobody else. Or maybe, like, your pastor. Your pastor might be pretty wise. But other than your parents, select adult figures and your pastor, that's it. Nobody else. We're not gonna expand the list. That's everything. But I mean, maybe, like, you know, your teacher might be pretty smart. So maybe okay, no. I'm losing myself in the fucking semantics. You know what I mean. Come on. Please, let's just not worry about this. I'm stressing myself out about it. You're gonna do fine. You're gonna do great. Don't worry about it. And, you know, take life at your own pace. And you know what? I'll be the one to tell you this. You should buy that thing. Absolutely. You should. You should buy it. You need it. You need it more than I do. You need it more than yourself. And that's pretty big because you really need it. So you should buy it. 100%. Anyways, horrible financial advice out of the way. I hope you're doing all right. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.